Good morning. This is Diane Conklin with Complete Marketing Systems and Diane'sDozen.com. Happy Monday. Welcome to Monday's Minute. So I'm not a huge horse race fan, but I tend to throw the Derby on and some of the bigger ones just to watch and see what happens. And in case you don't know, for the first time in 152 runnings of the Kentucky Derby, a female trainer horse won the Derby. And so I want to talk about that for just a few minutes. I would love it if we didn't have to talk about when women do things and women win things and women get to the top. And I know there are people who think that we've gotten to a point in our history where we don't have to do that, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. But I'm probably going to botch her name, but Sherry DeVoe is the name of the woman trainer, and the horse's name was Golden Tempo. Now, if you haven't seen the race, even if you're not a horse racing fan, I would highly encourage you to go watch it. This horse literally came from the back of the pack in like the last turn and won this race by a nose, literally by a nose. But here's the really cool thing. I looked up some statistics because I was curious. So she's the first woman in the 152 runnings, and there's usually 18 to 20 horses, I believe is the right number. There are currently 25 women trainers in the world today. 15 of those are in the Northern Hemisphere, so North America kind of thing. There have been, in the history of 152 years in the Derby, there have been 18 female trainers up until now. In 1992, the horse placed second. That was a woman trainer. In 2011 and 2004, there was a third place finish by a horse that had a woman's trainer. Now, here's the amazing thing about this. We talk a lot about, I'm probably going to use this as the thing I'm going to talk about all week to include my newsletter, because there's so many lessons and so many things to sort of unwrap. But Sherry DeVoe got her trainer's license in 2018. And at the time, she had 8 horses. She had her first win in 2019. That's pretty amazing when you think about it. Only took a year to have her first win, right? It was a year later after she got her trainer's license. But here's the amazing thing to me. She was an assistant trainer for other trainers for more than 14 years, based on the research that I did this morning and the calculations that I found, right? Here's the other amazing thing when you think about, this is just a little bit about Sherry's history, right? She won the Breeders' Cup with a different horse. It was Mile with More Than Looks. Some of these horses have bizarre names, but that was in 2024. Her career earnings to this point have been over $30 million, with 272 wins through December of last year, 2025. But here's the amazing thing, right? To think about this. We get frustrated. We get impatient. Use whatever word you want when things don't happen immediately. 14 years as an assistant trainer. That's a long time. And there are, by the way, even though there are so few trainers, there are a lot of women involved in horse racing at all levels, right? In different aspects of the industry. But here's the other amazing thing. So imagine doing all the work, investing all the money, and everything that you have to do with a thoroughbred horse, right? All the training, all the jockeys, all the vet bills, all the everything, right? The food, everything that you go through for these young horses. Her horse, Golden Tempo, was 23-1. Those were the odds of him winning. And if you don't want to watch the video of the horse race, at least go find the video of her reaction, like the whole race. You got to watch the whole thing, because she goes from very stoic to kind of this position to jumping up and down, and it's really fun to watch just her reaction to the whole thing. But here's my point. My point is today is about persistence and being persistent, because what would you dedicate 14 years of your life to doing before you won the Kentucky Derby? Now, yeah, she's had 217 wins in her career. And I don't know if that's since she's had her trainer's license or it includes all of them, and she's made a nice chunk of money. But these horses are expensive. These horses aren't $10,000 horses. These are multi-million-dollar horses, right? And so the time and the energy every day being down there, every day saddling the horse up, every day training it, but what's amazing was amazing to me. And they showed some shots of her yesterday and different things. Just she really seems like, and I get it, this is a snapshot, but it seems like she really loves this horse and she loves what she's doing. But the question I really want to ask you from a business perspective is, how long would you put in? How long would you work? How long would you put your blood, sweat, and tears? How long would you commit to doing something before you get your first big win? Now, here's the thing I also want you to want to say, and I want to make sure that you get. I'm not saying, and I'm going to talk about this probably tomorrow in Tuesday's tidbit. I'm not saying that you stay with the same thing ad nauseum, right? Sometimes it's okay to walk away from things. But the point of this is, imagine how lonely, we get lonely as entrepreneurs. It's the loneliest business in the world. But how lonely is a business where you're one of 15 women doing something in all of North America? The odds were against her. And yet her horse won the 152nd running of the Kentucky Derby. She's one of 25 women in the world, one of 15 in North America. And the odds of her horse winning Saturday, was 23-1. It's a pretty amazing story. And here's what I know. You may have a similar story in your business. I'd love to hear it. Throw it in the comments. Let's talk about what your story. Let's talk about how you've persisted. Let's talk about what it takes to truly be successful in life and in business. What you got? That's Monday's Minute. I'm Diane Conklin, and I hope you have an amazing day. Until next time.